Bof, quand même, vachement, tant pis, nickel, genre, la flemme, quoi, ça roule, tiens, grave, au pire, à fond, kiffer. You just heard words that French people use every single day, in every conversation, at the market, on the phone, at dinner, with their kids, with total strangers. The way you know bonjour, where you hear it mid-sentence at full speed and you understand immediately what it means, what it feels like, what the person expects you to say back. That's the gap between textbook French and real French. These little words carry the entire emotional texture of a conversation. Your teacher never mentioned them. Your grammar book pretends they don't exist, but they're in every single exchange between French people all day long. Today, we're fixing that. C'est parti. Bof. It's worth starting here. It's a simple word that we use quite a lot. Bof means something like meh, somewhere between indifferent and mildly disappointed, with zero energy to elaborate. It's an entire opinion in one syllable. Tu veux goûter? Bof. Someone offers you a bite, you glance at it. Bof. Et ton nouveau collègue, il est comment? Bof. Rien de spécial. What's your new colleague like? Nothing special. Comment ça s'est passé ton rendez-vous? Bof. How was your date? Bof. Not great.
Bof, tu sais, pas forcément.
Bof is honest in a very French way. French people don't feel obligated to say everything is wonderful all the time, especially when it isn't. Bof is their polite, socially acceptable way of saying, it didn't move me. Let's talk about something else. Now, I know my students, and you might have learned the expression comme ci, comme ça. If that's the case, well, I'm sorry, because I'm not sure why textbook insists on teaching you this. I know it exists, but I almost never ever use or hear this in real conversation. Do we use comme ci, comme ça in French? Bof, pas vraiment. Non, plutôt jamais. No, not really. No, more like never. Quand même. Quand même. These two words can do a lot of work in a French conversation. The literal translation would be something like even so or all the same. But it actually does depend entirely on how you say it. Il a quand même du culot. He's got some nerve. Quand même here is for mild indignation, as if you couldn't really believe it. It's often a sign of juicy gossip. Il a quand même du culot. Merci quand même. Thanks anyway. Merci quand même. Even though it wasn't useful, I appreciate the impulse. It can be warm and polite. Merci quand même. Or sarcastic against someone who didn't help you when you needed it. Elle a réussi son permis du premier coup quand même. She actually passed her driving test first try. Quand même here expresses genuine surprise and admiration. Elle a réussi son permis du premier coup quand même. Same two words, three completely different emotional colors. French people hear the difference instantly. It's all in the intonation. If you ever felt like you understood every word in a sentence, but you missed what the person actually meant, quand même might be part of the reason. Vachement. Vachement. It's an intensifier. It means really or seriously, like très, but casual, informal. The kind of word you would use with friends or family. Never in a written exam, okay? I don't want your teacher come back to me. C'est vachement loin en fait. It's actually really far. C'est vachement loin en fait. Elle est vachement bien cette série. This show is seriously good. Elle est vachement bien cette série. J'ai vachement faim. I'm really hungry.
Pas du tout, elle est vachement sympa, au contraire.
I love teaching you this word because my grandmother found it inelegant and way too informal. It's not a swear word though, but she hated it. Vachement comes from vache, which means cow, but the meaning isn't about livestock at all. Now you know, so you won't get too confused next time it comes up in a conversation that is not about farm animals. Tant pis, tant pis. Oh well, too bad. That's how it goes. Tant pis. La pharmacie est fermée. Tant pis, j'irai demain. The pharmacy is closed. Oh well, I will go tomorrow. Il ne reste plus de tarte. Tant pis. No more tart left. Oh well. Il ne veut pas venir. Tant pis pour lui. He doesn't want to come. He's lost. Tant pis is the sound of French stoicism. It acknowledges that something didn't go as planned, and then it moves on. No drama, no extended disappointment. Life continues. There's also tant mieux. That's the opposite. Tant mieux. Tant pis, tant mieux. So much the better. If tant pis accepts the setbacks, tant mieux welcomes the luck. Both are useful and both are very French.
Tant pis, et c'est tant mieux, ce qu'on sera quand on sera vieux.
Nickel, nickel. This means perfect, spotless, just right. Everything is exactly where it should be.
Carrément, c'est nickel.
On se retrouve à midi? Nickel. Meet at noon? Perfect. J'ai nettoyé la cuisine. Ah ouais, c'est nickel. I cleaned the kitchen. Oh yeah, that's spotless. T'inquiète, c'est nickel, tout est réglé. Don't worry, it's all sorted, everything's taken care of. You will hear nickel especially when someone is confirming that a plan is set or a problem is solved or everything is under control. It's a small word that carries a lot of reassurance. Wherever an American would say perfect to a waiter, a French person is saying nickel. Genre, genre. We pronounce it with the nasal on in the middle. Genre, genre, genre. It almost sounds like an O, genre, but it's genre. This is the informal French version of like. It's a filler word, a mark of quotation, or to give an approximation. Everyone uses it, and anyone under 55 uses it way too much. Il m'a fait genre, il savait pas. He acted like he didn't know. C'était genre 3 heures d'attente. It was like a 3-hour wait. Genre, tu vas me dire que t'étais pas au courant? Like you're going to tell me you didn't know? What's useful about genre is that once you hear it, you will realize it's been in every French conversations you've overheard for years. Your brain was filtering it out because it didn't match anything from class. Now it will. You will hear it 5 times in the next podcast that you listen to.
C'est pas genre tous les mercredis,
Ok.
on lui impose un thème,
Ok.
elle fait
Ça, c'est
qu'elle
cool.
veut.
La flemme. This is one of the most honest words in the French language. La flemme is laziness. La flemme. We say j'ai la flemme to mean I have the laziness, something that you can't escape, like feeling cold or hungry. You just can't be bothered. And when saying j'ai la flemme is already too much, you can simply say la flemme. It's a noun, it's a mood, it's a cultural state of being. J'ai la flemme de cuisiner, on commande? I can't be bothered to cook. Shall we order in? La flemme de sortir ce soir. I can't be bothered to go out tonight. C'est pas que je veux pas, c'est que j'ai la flemme. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I have the phlegm. You might not have found this in your high school French lesson, but you will hear it in every household in France, usually around 7 p.m. on a weeknight. Before we continue, let me ask you something. Of the words that we've covered so far, how many would you have actually caught in a real conversation? Not in a list spoken slowly, that's easy, but mid-sentence at full speed with someone who wasn't waiting for you to catch up. That's what our free spoken French quiz tests, your ear. 8 short audio questions, real spoken French, 2 minutes. And at the end, you don't get a number, you get a profile, which patterns your brain is catching, and exactly where the gaps are. The link is below. You can do it now and come back, or finish the video first. Either way, go do it. It will tell you more about your real French level than most courses will in a month. Quoi? Yeah. Okay, you know this word, but you might think it's only used for a question like c'est quoi? What is it? C'est quoi? Well, it has other uses, and the most common one is as a punctuation. French people drop quoi at the end of a sentence. Quoi softens, it emphasizes, it says obviously without saying it. It's a spoken French way of defying anyone to say something about it. C'est normal quoi. It's just normal, you know. J'en avais marre quoi. I was fed up basically. Faut pas exagérer quoi. Oh, let's not overdo it, come on. You can translate it directly. You can't even look it up. Your dictionary will tell you it means what. That's technically correct and practically useless. What quoi at the end of a sentence actually does is signal that the speaker considers the point self-evident. It wraps up the thought with a quiet and that's that. Once you hear it, you will realize that French people end about a third of their sentences with it. Ça roule. Ça roule. Things are rolling, everything's moving, all good.
Ouais, ça roule.
Ça roule pour samedi? Ouais, ça roule. We're still on for Saturday? Yeah, all good. Ça roule. J'arrive dans 10 minutes. All good. I will be here in 10. Comment tu vas? Ça roule. How are you? All good. It's slightly more energetic than ça va. Where ça va is neutral, things are fine, nothing more. Ça roule has a momentum. Things are moving forward, plans are confirmed, the wheels are turning. It's a very useful distinction, a casual optimism of spoken French. Tiens. Tiens is a strange word. Literally, it means hold, from the verb tenir, to hold. But in spoken French, tiens has drifted so far from its literal meaning that it becomes its own little interjection. It does at least 4 different things. Tiens, c'est pour toi. Here, this is for you. Hold that. Take that. Tiens. Tiens. Il pleut. Oh, it's raining. Tiens. Il pleut. Oh, it's raining. Tiens, au fait, t'as eu des nouvelles de Marc? Oh, hey, by the way, have you heard from Marc? Tiens, tiens, tiens. Regarde qui est là. Well, 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 look who's here. In all these, tiens redirects attention. It says, here, notice this. Whether you're handing someone a coffee or commenting on the weather, the function is the same. It gently points at something and invites the other person to look. You'll hear it dozens of times a day, and I'm sure you'll start saying it yourself within a week. Let's take a quick pause. If this video is useful to you, YouTube has a feature, it's a new one called Hype. It works like a like, but it genuinely helps the algorithm show this to more people. So if you know someone who's been studying French for years and still feels stuck, pressing Hype right now is the most useful thing you can do for them. Think about your past self, okay? And help others. Grave. Your textbook will tell you that grave means serious or severe. And it does, in formal or written French. In spoken French as well, to be honest. But most of the time, when you hear it, it will mean totally, seriously, or so much. It's an intensifier that has drifted completely from its dictionary definition. T'as aimé? Grave. Did you like it? Totally. Elle est grave sympa, ta sœur. Your sister is seriously nice. Ça m'a grave manqué. I miss that so much.
Oh, ouais, grave.
What makes grave interesting is the collision between what you learned and what you hear. A learner hears grave and thinks something serious is happening. A French person just said totally. That gap is exactly the kind of thing that makes real conversations feel like they're moving faster than they actually are. Au pire, literally at worst. In practice, it's how French people float backup plans. It's not dramatic, it's not catastrophizing, it's actually quite relaxed. It's a way of saying if all else falls, here's what to do. Au pire, on prend un taxi. Worst case, we take a cab. Au pire, tu me rappelles demain. If it doesn't work out, just call me back tomorrow. Au pire, on mange des pâtes. Worst case, we eat pasta. There's also au mieux, best case. Au mieux, on arrive pour 20 heures. Best case, we get there by 8. Together, they frame a situation quickly and casually. French people use this pair constantly when making plans. And once you start, you will realize how useful it is. Every plan has an au pire. À fond. All the way, full blast. 100%. À fond is what you say when there is no half measure. Je suis à fond sur ce projet. I am completely into this project. Il met la musique à fond. He's got the music on full blast. Tu veux venir? À fond. Do you want to come? Absolutely. As a standalone answer, à fond is enthusiastic in a way that's hard to replicate in English. It's more committed than sure, it's warmer than absolutely, and more physical. You can almost feel the person leaning into whatever's proposed. It's a yes that runs forward. Kiffer. This means to love something, to be into it, to enjoy it with enthusiasm. Je kiffe ce son, I love this song. On a trop kiffé le voyage, we absolutely loved the trip. Tu kiffes ta nouvelle baraque? Are you loving your new place? Kiffer comes from Arabic, via banlieue French, and is now completely mainstream. It's crossed every generational and social line, but it's still a sign of laid-back informality between friends. And here is a nuance. This is a word you absolutely need to understand when you hear it. But whether you use it yourself depends on your comfort level with French. Some learners adopt it naturally, others feel more at home with j'adore or j'aime beaucoup. Either is fine. The important thing here is that when someone tells you j'ai trop kiffé, you know exactly what they mean, and you don't reach for your dictionary. So, 14 words, none of them in your textbook, all of them in daily French. Here's what I want you to notice. Not a single one of them is advanced. They're not technical, they're not formal, they're not words that you would find in literature or in a grammar exercise. They're the words that people use to express how they actually feel, to connect, to push back, to agree, to give up gracefully, to keep a conversation warm. And that's what textbook French systematically leaves out. Textbooks teach you the language of writing. These words are language of living. The good news is that once you know they exist, your ear starts finding them everywhere, in films, in podcasts, in the street. You don't need to memorize them like vocabulary. You need to hear them enough times, in enough context, that they start to feel natural to you. And that, the feeling of it, the instinct, is what actually moves you forward. If you want to know where you stand right now, which of these patterns your ear is catching, and which ones are still slipping past you, the quiz link is still below the video. 2 minutes, 8 audio questions, and a real answer. And in the next video, we'll do something fun that I am often asked about. I think you will recognize yourself in it. À très vite.